Welcome traders, this is Mike Hamilton and thank you for joining me. I'm going to look very quickly and sweetly at these charts and tell you what I'm looking for setting up this week. Most important parts of the week are Tuesday 9:30 UK time, London time, UK inflation. An hour before the US Open we've got US inflation. The UK inflation expected to be weaker, US inflation expected to be stronger. So we'll take a look at the pound US. And on Friday we have US GDP an hour before the US Open. In the meantime, looking at the charts, we have this big push to the upside on the weekly chart of the Nikkei. So once we came out of this area here in back end of 2012, all pullbacks have got bought. Now we are really on a tear and looking as if 21,000 is going to be our next target. Okay, so where does that leave us on the US charts? On the Dow, on the daily, we had 2 weeks of decline here, followed by last week's push up after FOMC. So this is last week's range, and we almost came into test the highs of following the sell-off a couple of weeks back. So we are bullish, not totally convincingly, but we are bullish. And so the fact we close for the high on the week suggests that the path of least resistance is definitely up. So on Friday in the room I talked about 18,050 getting bought. I took the last 70 points in the day. I didn't get the whole move because I was teaching, but I talked about 18,050, and sure enough we dipped into that in the open 15 minutes and then pushed up into 200 before settling for 115. Alright, so we've got a bullish set of markets here, but what about the dollar? Where's the dollar going? Well, we have US dollar CAD here in a tight range. Let's tidy this up. We basically have resistance up there at 12850 and support down here on Thursday's low at 12435. Because we're trading inside Wednesday's bar, whichever way we break out of that range is going to be the direction for the coming weeks, potentially. So what do I think is going to happen? I think that's in no man's land until we get a close above 128 or close below 125. I would not call that. I certainly wouldn't trade it. And that's pretty much where we are. We've got very little data on Monday, so I'm just looking to see what we can do. This is very similar on the pound US, only obviously that upside down because this is a downtrend. There's the FOMC range and we are stuck in the middle of it. So I think you could even narrow this range down to Thursday's bar, which is the body of Wednesday's FOMC, and start saying, right, if we close under 14670, this market looks as if it could roll over. If we close above 150, then this market could recover to 152 and potentially 155 plus. Where do I think it's going to go? I think overall we will start to see a move to the upside. I think we will start to see a move to 155. Let's just switch to the yen pairs. This is the pound yen. This has got a little messy, so let me just tie this up. We've got 50% fibs just running through this cluster, and we just closed above it. We've got a huge trend line coming from Feb's October 16 to Feb 3, and we are just at the moment holding. We did not close above 180, and we did not close above the Wednesday's FOMC day close, so we are trapped in a range. And again, as with the pound US and as with the US dollar CAD, whichever way we close outside of Thursday's range is the potential move for the week. So with very, very little data on Monday and bars like this, I am just sitting on my hands on Monday and not even opening the room until 5 p.m. when we got a couple of hours of trading out of the way from the US. This is the pound Aussie dollar. Again, trapped in a range. But there's a potential stopping bar on Thursday, potential little doji hammer on Friday. All this massive support here, but it's it's pretty volatile. Even intraday, that's moving quite in a wide range intraday, and we just need to see if this wave to the downside is over, and if they close that above 193.50 even, which is Wednesday's open, then I would definitely start to buy that. Otherwise I would stay put. I would very much like to see it come down to 190. So Tuesday's inflation could see that drop out of that, but we'll wait and see. Euro US, same. We're seeing the same pattern throughout. We do have the potential for that to, at some stage, that's got to come up and retest and catch up with some of these moving averages. We haven't seen the 50 EMA since December 16. It's so weak. Like I said, I would just stay put out of that. And Euro Yen, same story. Need to wait until I think we're in a bearish consolidation. Right? The trend is definitely down. There's a lot of downward pressure on the euro because of the easing. It's just a question of trying to pick a nice. What I'm looking for is a nice push up into 132.70 area, possibly even as high as 124, 134, 135, and then I'd like to get short. But in the meantime, there is nothing there to do. Let's just have a look at the Aussie US purely on the basis that I'm looking for any weakness in the Aussie to get long the pound Aussie dollar. And that is inconclusive at the moment, but a close above 78.25 or even 78 could bring the buyers back into that one. A quick look at gold and oil, and then we'll literally leave it there, because we're going into much more detail on fibs and Elliott wave on Monday's Traders Roundtable, so please join me for that. Gold is pushing up, so that's hence the reason why I'm just staying out of pound Aussie dollar at the moment, waiting for oil to gold to potentially complete this bounce, and then if it does start to fail, that could be the lead for me to get long the pound Aussie dollar. Last but not least, oil. It's a pretty pathetic chart. It's really not doing much. A couple of big bounces. We're holding that support. We've got the potential to get some sort of, and we are clambering out of here at the moment, but the potential for a weaker dollar in the early part of the week could see us touch 50, but if US inflation is stronger, that could bring the dollar bulls back in and see either this retest the lows or even further start to descend to 40. So be careful with that one. On Traders Roundtable, I will be looking at a couple of particular sectors in the stock market that I'm very interested in this time of year and this part of the cycle, so members will benefit from that. If you'd like a free trial, then do let me know ASAP so I can get you the link to Traders Roundtable as well, and of course the trading room. Alright, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you're at Traders Roundtable, or if you're not, haven't got access to it at the moment, then and you would like to trial it, let me know. Okay, bye for now and happy trading.